Awesome. Time. Good afternoon, judges. My name is Lynn, and I'd like to start off by just saying that I am so excited to be here today. I'll admit, it feels a bit wrong not asking your drink orders or milk preferences right now, but we do have a set menu today. So while I'm getting started on that, I'll explain a bit about how that menu actually came to be. The Specialty Coffee Association has 3 goals for the World Barista Championship: promote excellence in coffee, advance the barista profession, and engage a worldwide audience. And since I just so happen to be serving 3 drinks today, I'll be using each one to highlight a different one of those goals. So we'll be starting with promoting excellence in coffee, which is our espresso course, because excellent espresso is the foundation of excellent drinks. All of the coffee that I'm serving today has been generously provided and roasted by my friends at One Line Coffee. And all of my shots will be pulled at a dose of 20 grams in, 48 out, in a time of 36 seconds. Today's espresso is a washed sidra grown by Hacienda Lugmapata in the Chimborazo province of Ecuador at just over 1,900 meters above sea level. It's truly an honor to be able to serve a coffee coming from a Cup of Excellence winning farm, especially in light of everything that farm has been through this year. Lugmapata was ravaged by some of the worst storms Ecuador has seen in over 120 years, and they produced barely a fraction of their usual yield this year. One Line was able to buy a minimal amount of this coffee, and did so at a considerable markup, in order to support a beloved and trusted farm in their time of need. Because promoting excellence is about more than just serving good coffee. It's about supporting the people and relationships who help make it happen. Now, when you taste this espresso, you'll get notes of a bright lime acidity, jasmine florals, and a light vanilla. Okay. It has a rich body and a long, complex finish. And judges, I'm not often one for delayed gratification, so as soon as you're served, please perform your visual evaluations, stir, and enjoy. And get excited for a few more rounds built on the foundation of this wonderful espresso. Thank you, and please enjoy. Please enjoy. Thank you. Thank you, and enjoy.
Give it up for Lynn's espresso course!
For our next course, I'll be adding one simple ingredient: milk. And with it, we have the goal of advancing the barista profession. While for many, this goal would refer to the innovative techniques, tools, and ingredients some competitors use, for me, it's been all about going back to basics and really pushing myself to be the best barista that I can be. This competition has given me the time, space, and motivation to focus on every technical skill, movement, and choice that I make, resulting in an improvement in my service as a whole. I chose to pair this goal with the milk course because cortados and cappuccinos are the bread and butter of being a barista. And what better way to show one's basic skills than with a drink where there's absolutely nowhere to hide? So this drink will be composed of that Sidra espresso, along with whole milk from Gary's Meadow Fresh Dairy, located just south of Portland. I chose their milk for 3 specific reasons. It's non-homogenized, gently pasteurized at a lower temperature than ultra-pasteurized milk, and the farm uses only Jersey cattle in their dairy production. These 3 things together result in a milk that is naturally richer, sweeter, and fresher tasting, with a smaller environmental impact. Thank you. This espresso, when combined with milk, creates a drink that's the perfect balance of sweetness and acidity. In tasting it, you'll notice that those vanilla and jasmine notes you experienced have come to the forefront and are much more pronounced, followed by notes of sweet cream and lime cordial. It has a rich and much silkier body from that whole milk, with a lingering, sweet, lightly floral finish. And judges, I don't have any real instructions for this one either, other than encouraging you to drink as soon as you're served. In just a few moments, I'll be getting started on our 3rd and final course for the day. Thank you, and please enjoy. Please enjoy. Thank you. Thank you. Please enjoy. Please enjoy, and thank you.
Give it up for Lynn's milk course!
Hi, sorry. Finally, we have the SCA's goal of engaging a worldwide audience. And what better way to grab an audience's attention than with some fun signature beverages, am I right? Mine will be built on the foundation we've established, with the same espresso and milk, and the addition of one more key ingredient, oolong tea. I've drawn a bit of international inspiration for this drink, with the core idea coming from a Hong Kong coffee milk tea, a drink made with black coffee, evaporated milk, and black tea. Ours will be composed of Cedra espresso, whole milk, and a Zhenxuan oolong tea from the high mountains of the Alishan Township in Taiwan. I specifically chose an oolong for this drink because it brings some of those roasted, caramelized, nutty notes more commonly associated with dark roast coffees than they would be with tea, creating a fun inversion of expectation, we'll call it, as well as adding just a hint more depth to this bright floral cedra. Additionally, the processing that oolong goes through, from harvest to drying to roasting, is so reminiscent to that of a naturally processed coffee, playing perfectly with our washed espresso. Now, oolong tea is traditionally steeped in small quantities for short periods of time, multiple times. So in order to honor that and extract the best flavor from our leaves, I've taken 5 grams of Jinshuan oolong and steeped it in 4 ounces of hot water for 45 seconds during my prep time. I'm now adding our 4 shots of espresso and steeping it for another 45 seconds before it will be strained into each of your cups. I'll then be adding steamed whole milk to that tea-espresso we've created. And for the final touch, each cup will be spritzed 4 times with a fermented orange honey. This is simply made by combining equal parts of fresh sliced oranges and raw local honey and allowing it to sit for 4 to 5 days. It gives the beverage a bright, sweet citrus aroma as you go to drink it, without overpowering it with acidity or sugar. Additionally, the fermentation process adds just a hint of earthiness that's the perfect complement to our espresso or our roasted coffee and tea. And for those who've been keeping score, both figuratively and literally in this case, I guess, you may have noticed that this drink combines a washed processed coffee, an oolong that follows the natural processing method, and a fermented honey processed orange. And yes, I will be the first to admit that last one's a bit of a stretch, but I just couldn't resist. But what I love about this drink, even more than a silly little joke, is that it's more than the sum of its parts. When you taste it, you'll get notes of an earthy nuttiness reminiscent to ground almonds, along with buttery shortbread cookies and just a hint of orange liqueur. It has a rich, silky body from that whole milk, but the finish is more transformative this time. You'll first get a shorter, more tannin-forward finish, followed by a lingering, warm, candied orange finish, which ties directly with my drinking instructions for this one. After you sip, you'll notice that the honey and tea have accumulated on your lips, and I encourage you to lick them in order to round out the drink and fully appreciate the orange notes in that fermented honey. My only other instruction, because I decided it simply wasn't complicated enough already, is simply asking you to hold off on drinking just a moment until the entire table has been served. These 3 goals of the SCA have served as my guide, not just through our menu today, but throughout the entire process of preparing for this competition. And I think it's important for all of us to keep them in our minds and as our guides throughout the years as this competition continues to grow and evolve, and we all continue to push ourselves to be the best baristas we can be. Judges, I'd like to thank all of you again for your time today. And for this opportunity to have served you. It has been an absolute honor. Thank you again, and please enjoy.
Let's hear it for those signature drinks.
Time.
All right,
you.
give a big round of applause to Lynn Hrabovsky.
Where are we going?
We'll go right here. All right, we're going right
All right.
here. Great routine. I really
you.
love how you tied it together to kind of like those foundational aspects of the SEA and bringing it into hospitality and getting to talk to you about like hospitality a little bit beforehand. How has that like kind of played a role, like going from like cafe service at a hotel, which I know is like very much different than like a traditional cafe, to like kind of what brought you to your routine?
That's a great question. I'm so sorry. I'm like blacked out from everything that just happened. I'm not gonna lie to you right now.
No,
the mental
I totally
processing
understand.
is
Like
so
you
slow.
were in a zone and like just really flawless, like moving through it. I think like I saw like no nerves going on.
They're happening now, and I
Yeah.
don't. I'm so embarrassed. I don't have like an answer for you off the top of my head right now.
No worries at all. I think like, yeah, sometimes you gotta let like that whole moment of competing hit you, and also like keeping that composure throughout it. Like you did such a great job.
Thank you.
And like, hey, it's never easy like going into a competition, like no matter like seasoned or like new to it. It's just like the level that you brought to it really is just like, hell yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Is there anyone specific you'd like to thank in the audience or out there?
Yes, I'd like to thank my partner who doesn't drink cow milk and has drank a lot of cow milk for this competition and a lot of lactate. Also, shout out to Dave and Zach at One Line Coffee who got an email from a random person asking if I could compete with their coffee, and they agreed and have done so much for me.
That is so awesome to hear. Let's give a big round of applause to Lynn, and such a great routine.
Thank you.
Of course.